In less than 2 centuries, this agricultural machinery company is on the verge of eliminating the farming profession itself. The United States produces about 17% of the world's grain annually, yet its farmers make up less than 1% of the global agricultural population. Today, we take a comprehensive look at John Deere and its impact on American and global agriculture. Notably, John Deere no longer sees itself as just an agricultural machinery company. During its participation in the CES 2023 exhibition, it preferred to be called a technology company on par with Apple or Tesla. The company's rise is a classic American success story. Let's turn back the clock to 1797. At that time, farming tools in America were much like the rest of the world, traditional wooden plows used for centuries. An inventor named Charles Newbold created a cast iron plow, but it failed to gain widespread acceptance. Farmers were skeptical, believing the iron would poison the soil. Furthermore, the all-iron plow was too heavy for horses to pull. In 1837, our story's protagonist appears, a blacksmith named John Deere. He began improving the cast iron plow using polished steel from a broken saw blade. This version was stronger, smoother, and less prone to sticking in the rich, heavy soil of Illinois. This polished steel, self-scouring plow was an instant success. Soon, his small blacksmith shop couldn't keep up with demand. In 1848, John Deere moved his operation to Moline, Illinois, and established a larger company, which was officially incorporated in 1868. However, with the invention of the steam engine, the company faced an existential challenge. Their products were designed for horses, but the agricultural world was shifting toward the internal combustion engine. By the time they reacted and started building tractors, they were late to the market, and their products were twice as expensive as their competitors. John Deere had deep experience in making farm implements, but it lacked engine and tractor manufacturing technology. So it set its sights on the Waterloo Gasoline Engine Company, whose founder had built the first practical gasoline-powered tractor. In 1918, John Deere acquired the company for $2.25 million. This acquisition gave them the manufacturing capability they needed. The new Waterloo Boy tractor was a huge success, and this purchase marked a historic transformation for the company, solidifying its future. The next truly disruptive moment occurred in the 1990s, when the company partnered with Stanford University to develop a tractor with GPS guidance. This was the dawn of precision agriculture. Previously, farmers operating machinery would inevitably have overlaps or missed spots across the field, across multiple passes for tilling, planting, and spraying. This could result in wasted time and resources of up to 19%. John Deere's precision agriculture was designed to solve this very problem. In 2004, their Starfire satellite system improved positioning accuracy to just 4.5 centimeters. While less than 10% of machines used this system at the time, by 2019, that number had soared to nearly 60% for major crops. By installing a Starfire receiver and enabling the AutoTrack self-driving program, the machine can automatically steer along a precisely mapped path. The operator can take their hands off the wheel, while multi-screen displays provide real-time feedback, making the job both easier and more efficient. This ensures every inch of land is utilized, significantly reducing fertilizer and pesticide waste. In 2017, John Deere spent $300 million to acquire an AI vision company, leading to the development of the See and Spray system. This system uses hundreds of cameras and sensors, combined with deep learning algorithms, to distinguish crops from weeds in real time. It then sprays herbicide only on the weeds, reducing overall chemical use by approximately 2/3. With these advanced technologies, the number of farmers and farms in the U.S. is decreasing, while crop yields continue to soar. You might think this is a win. Farmers work less, save money on chemicals, and surely make more profit. But reality is far from simple. Let's do some simple math for an Illinois soybean farmer. A new smart spraying system costs about $75,000 for the hardware. Pesticide costs can drop from $77.8 per acre to around $50. On a 4,500-acre farm, this adds up to an annual savings of $117,000. The equipment pays for itself in less than a year, but here is the key. This is not a one-time purchase. Similar to Tesla's subscription services, John Deere charges an additional fee, in this case, $4 per acre, for the technology to function. And there are other hidden costs. These complex machines, full of sensors and software, are nearly impossible for farmers to repair themselves. Repairs must be done at authorized dealerships, which charge high fees for software diagnostics, sparking right-to-repair lawsuits from farmers. But the market is solving this problem in a brutal way. Small and medium-sized farm owners are disappearing. The math only works for large-scale operations. If a farm is too small, the high cost of this machinery is not justifiable. With grain prices fixed, small farms with higher costs simply cannot compete with their larger, more efficient rivals. According to statistics, in the last 25 years, U.S. cropland has decreased by 8%, while the average farm size has grown by 7%. Large corporations are acquiring smaller family farms at an astonishing rate. The traditional farmer, who owns the land and works for themselves, is almost extinct. They have been replaced by agricultural workers. John Deere's stated goal of achieving fully automated farming by 2030 will only accelerate this trend. Many argue that, while the company has increased efficiency, it has also facilitated the most effective land consolidation in human history. This is John Besner, one of the few remaining large-scale family farmers, who operates a 6,000-acre farm in Texas. His father started in the 1960s with just 640 acres. When he and his siblings took over, they modernized and rapidly expanded to survive. They invested in a full suite of John Deere automated equipment and switched to growing higher-value wheat seed to improve profitability. They also operate an 8,500 head cattle feedlot. Even with this massive scale, managed by just 25 full-time employees, survival is a constant challenge. The family is now expanding into New Mexico, with their total managed land reaching 60,000 acres. In the wave of precision agriculture, it seems the only way to survive is through endless expansion. The farmer's challenge has become a high-stakes game of capital. That is all for this episode. Next time, we'll go inside a John Deere factory to see how a combine harvester is made.